Hey, it's Dr.J at evokelife.co, and today I had an awesome opportunity to sit down with our friend and colleague, former Miss India Canada, second runner-up Miss Canada, and she's back as a finalist for Miss Canada 2024. And most importantly, what I love about having a chat with Tanpreet Parmar is that she's a mental health advocate, and that's such a huge platform for her in competing for Miss Canada this year. So here's a little bit of our conversation. I hope you guys enjoy it. Tanpreet, I'm super excited to have the chance to sit down with you and have a chat. One of the biggest reasons we're really proud to be able to support you for Miss Canada is what you talk about in your platform around mental health and wellness. Something that's really important for us here at Evoke Life, but also something that's really important, I think, for all of us to be talking more about. And we've really, I think, as a community and as a culture, we're starting to hear more about mental health in the workplace especially, and that's something that's really important to you, obviously, as well. So you want to tell me just about some of your platform and your aspirations to compete for Miss Canada again?
Yes.
And sort of what brought you to this point?
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate your support throughout my entire journey with my personal and professional life. My journey with Miss Canada began, oh my gosh, it's been a couple of years now. This is my fourth time back. Mental health has been a huge part of my life, and I am a mental health advocate. I do work with a Canadian charity where I mentor young students all over Canada from grade 4 to grade 12, and I really focus on mental health and stigma, and I relate it to my journey. I have dealt with a lot of mental health struggles myself, and a lot of it coming from societal and media pressures. Of course, being in a really image-focused industry with my background in modeling, acting, and pageantry, and the pressures that come along with it. So Miss Canada is a platform where I truly, truly admire so much because it is beyond the way we look, our appearance. It's really focused on what you want to advocate for. It's about who you are, it's about your personality, and this is a platform that I absolutely admire because it gives us the opportunity to bring our personal experiences and our struggles and challenges and be able to create an impact, to make a change and inspire other women out there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I think it applies especially to our young populations, the younger women that are coming up through the culture and growing up in this environment where we've got all the things like social media and all these different pressures and awarenesses that we're starting to bring to our corporate lives as well. So I think it's an important message that we really need to get across, and I'm so happy that there are people like you who are sharing their own stories, but also being able to connect our societal norms with the pressures that we're having. Things are changing so fast with technology and how we sort of interact with each other. So I think it's a big challenge for all of us, and no matter what age we're at. So
absolutely, and society and media pressures play a huge role no matter what journey you're in, whether it be your personal life, your professional life. There's so much that comes along with it, and with the industry that I've been in and being in the world that I'm in, being in the social media presence that came along with it was not something I planned for, but what comes along with that is a lot of pressures that come from society, whether it be what women should be looking like, or what should we be doing, our careers, our paths, where we should be in life. There's so many different kinds of pressures out there. Personally, I've been dealing with I went through phases where I dealt with a lot of self-doubt. I dealt with a lot of perfectionism, feeling that I had to live up to these unrealistic standards, being perfect all the time when there's no such thing as being perfect. But I just felt all these pressures, and it all stirred from just society, media, the things that we're surrounded by. And it's so important to understand that it is out there and to be aware of it and to understand that these unrealistic standards are not real. And just being that person, like I want to be that person where I can show others that I've lived through these experiences, and it is something that needs to be talked about. It is real, and we need to learn how to overcome them. And that's what I've been really working on the last few years, is just trying to navigate through these pressures.
Yeah, it's such an important conversation to share with the public and with other people that are out there. It's a difficult conversation, I think, to have as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, again, we feel so comfortable representing you and sponsoring you in this process, because those messages really align and resonate with the kinds of approaches and perspectives that we have around mental health and wellness from a medical standpoint as well.
Exactly.
What brought you to naturopathic medicine, though, and why did you seek out that approach or perspective? What really draws you to it?
I think I was looking for a more holistic approach to things and focusing on the right things when it came to my personal health. I personally dealt with a lot of health issues the last few years, and living in a society and being in an industry that was so focused on image. I did go through a lot of body image struggles in my life. And when I had some health issues come along the way, I definitely went through a change in my life, whether it be with my body, my energy levels. I was dealing with burnout. There was a lot of things happening to me. And I was at a place in my life where I needed to take a step back and just do what was necessary for me. I think I was constantly focused on exercising or following meal plans that were very restrictive. And I was just very focused on all these things that maybe were burning me out in a way, and standards and unrealistic standards that I was feeling that I had to live up to. And eventually I think it just led to me feeling so stressed out all the time. I was dealing with anxiety. I felt that I wasn't really happy. And then with my health issues coming along the way, I just was not in a good place. I was not in a good place for a couple of years. And I just needed support, not just with the physical aspect of things, but also emotionally and mentally. And that's what you're all about. And it really helped me with my journey, because you helped me really navigate through ways that I could support myself, not even just now, but for the future. Longevity is really important to me. And being able to find methods and ways to support my body with learning more about nutrition, finding out what my body is lacking, what I need in order to feel better. And when you take care of yourself, it's not only supporting you physically, but mentally, emotionally, you're feeling so much better. And that's what I've noticed in my journey with Evoke Life. And it's been a huge change for me. I've really prioritized my mental health and my well-being, and I think that's the key to anything in your life. No matter what you're doing, you have to start within yourself. And if you're feeling happy and strong and confident, and you're feeling overall healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, you will do just great in all your journeys. Anything that you're trying to follow in your life, you're going to feel great about it.
I love how you're able to vocalize that so well, because I think it's very difficult for a lot of people to be able to verbally discuss or to find the words to talk about things in that way, where we're really feeling those pressures and we're really feeling burnt out. And burnout is a massive topic that we speak about a lot in our clinic and with our patients. And that comes along with like the low energy and difficulty getting motivated to do things, just feeling tired when you're waking up in the morning. It's like you're dredging through mud every day, right? But what I really appreciated what you just said there was really bringing it to the more individual level. And I think, we talk so much about holistic care and even integrative care. Those are sort of keywords around naturopathic medicine these days too, and functional care and functional medicine. But the big key here is really putting the patient at the forefront of what we're thinking about and putting them first in terms of the decisions or recommendations that we're making. So when you talk about more of that individualized care and figuring out what's working for you and what the best choices are for you in the context of your life right now, that's what I feel is like the big missing piece to what a lot of people have found to be missing in terms of their ongoing care from a medical standpoint. So that to me that's music to my ears. I love hearing that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think in our busy lives in this world, we're always so focused on the next thing and all the things that we're working on and doing in our careers and our lifestyles, and we tend to neglect ourselves. And it's so important to do that, because a part of any process in your life, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not prioritizing your well-being, you're not going the right way. You have to start within yourself first, and I think that makes a huge difference. And it really helped me. So that's kind of why I sought a naturopath, and that's why I reached out to you, because I think that's what I was lacking and missing. I was just focused on my career and all these things that I felt that I had to do and live up to, rather than taking a break. I just wanted to give myself some time, and I did do that for the last 2 years. I think I definitely took a step back, whether it being on social media, whether it be pursuing my passions in other areas, whether it be modeling or anything. I just needed to take a step back and ask myself, what do I need right now in order to support myself? Going through health issues, mental health challenges. My father was battling with cancer. So there was so much going on with me, and this really was something that I needed, and I'm so glad that I prioritized myself first.
Yeah, what underlies that a lot too, and this applies to everyone's challenges around health and wellness that I think you've started to get an even better handle on right now, is that you're thinking very proactively about like, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve and where I want to go with my life, and framing your decisions and the actions that you're taking, not just around health and wellness, but whether it's the personal side of things or work for that matter as well, as a long-term goal that you're working towards and improving towards that goal every single day. Our current cultural norm around medicine and health is very reactive, where it's like, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy until I'm sick. And there's sort of like a black and a white fine line in the middle, and you're either on this side of disease and dysfunction, or you are healthy. And so I think from a functional medicine and naturopathic medicine side of things, what I love hearing you talk about is how there are certain things that we want to achieve, and these are the steps that I need to do to get there. So we're being not even preventive about like stopping bad things from happening in the future, but we've got goals that we want to reach. What are the steps that I need to take and put in place in order to get to that? So I talk about proactivity over prevention so much, because prevention is important, but if we don't have positive goals that we're working towards, then we're always living in that fear-based approach of health. Like, I'm scared of having a heart attack or a stroke, but why is that important to you? What are the things that you want to be able to do with yourself, your life, your family? That to me is the biggest key in terms of motivating people and keeping people moving towards positive outcomes too.
Absolutely. And coming back to Miss Canada this year, I think a big part that really supported me in making that decision was, of course, my health itself. I've been visiting you now for over a year now, and I did have the opportunity to go back to the amazing platform and go compete. However, I actually chose not to, due to the timing in my life, of course, and as well as my health. And where I was mentally, I wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. And when this year came around and I had the opportunity to go back, which I'm so grateful for, I was feeling so much more better about it, because I was really focusing on the last year, really about focusing on my mental health, taking care of all the things that I needed to do. And of course, coming in, working with you, getting all the advice and everything that you've been helping me with during my journey here, it really did support me overall, and I felt like I was in a better place to compete and go back again and to be able to pursue my passions. And sometimes you just have to take that time for yourself and figure out what it is that you need, and I think that's what I did, and it's really helped me.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to hear you prioritizing like what's working for you. I mean, we talk so much about diet and lifestyle changes or biohacks and stuff like that, but you've taken on we've got some information through functional medicine and functional DNA testing, so that's really exciting, because it really gives us the opportunity to hone in and create precise treatment recommendations for you that are really respecting how your brain and body are built to function at their best. That's what I get so excited about in terms of personalized medicine, because each of us is so different, and the keys to the car, so to speak, or the instruction manual for how your body's built to function, like that's wrapped up in our DNA, and we've got access to that information these days. So I think that's a really exciting part of medicine. But you've taken on some other sort of modalities or treatments through us. What's sort of been some of the game changers for you, or some of the things you get really excited about?
Well, I think getting all that information with my DNA, that was super helpful, just because it makes you more mindful about things that you can do to support yourself in the long term, in the long run. And I've definitely been taking that into a lot of thought, putting it into practice as well. And then, of course, those vitamin shots. So I know I've been getting vitamin shots. I had been dealing with a lot of fatigue and burnout, as I mentioned. So I was at a point of my life where I was struggling to just get out of my bed. I could not just get out of bed. And from a person that has always been very active, up in the morning at 5 a.m., I have a routine, and that's what I mean by, you can be one way your whole life, and suddenly your body or your mental health takes a hit, and you're all of a sudden just going through these struggles, and you don't know what's going on. And I was dealing with extreme fatigue. Anyways, the nutrient shots have really helped me. I've been feeling more energetic, coming in regularly. It really helps support my day-to-day. I have a really busy lifestyle. I work a full-time job. I pursue my passions. I'm a big believer in that. I love to give back to my community. I recently hosted a fundraiser, and I'm always trying to be active in the community as much as I can, as well as just making sure I maintain my personal life, family life, which is so important to me, and something I've also been really prioritizing the last few years. So it's definitely been a big, and a real game changer.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to work with you in helping you find that new balance for yourself. And that's a word that people come in, that's a big part of what they subjectively want to feel more of, is I feel like I'm in balance. We're making New Year's resolutions about finding balance this year around our life and work, or whatever it is that we've got to juggle, and you've started to find that balance again. It's a very subjective way of feeling, but there's also specific tasks that we can put into play to get you there. You know, you talked about what you really represented well there was the opportunity where something like a nutrient injection, it may or may not be right for everybody, but it gives you an opportunity to build from there, right? If that's the one little piece that gets you out of the rut and makes you feel like you've got a little bit more bandwidth to do some stuff, then you can get back to your routine. You can spend a couple of extra minutes in the gym. You are eating a little bit better because you're just feeling better about yourself. So it's constantly building on those opportunities that are making you feel a little bit better. So whether that's a nutrient injection or sometimes it's a greens powder or something like that, or making very small changes to your diet or to your routine throughout the day, we're just starting with very incremental little things that we can build upon every day. Sort of, there's a Japanese word, kaizen, that talks about incremental improvements on a daily basis, and that's a big part of what you've started to figure out, and the nutrient injections have been a big part of that for you, so it's
Absolutely.
super exciting.
Yeah. No, it's been really helpful, and then just that education on just proper nutrition as well, and the recommendations with sleeping and everything that I'm going through, so it's been really helpful, and it's extremely effective, and I'm really excited because it's really allowing me to be at my 100% full potential. So it's been fabulous for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, it's been a pleasure to be involved in your journey, and now to be able to support you as a sponsor for Miss Canada. We're so proud to be able to do that, and to have the chance to even sit down with you today and have a bit of a deeper chat with you. Anything that you would want to say in terms of like your platform and what you want to get out there to, especially the young people out there who are following you?
Absolutely, thank you. And I just wanted to say thank you for your support. It's also really important to me that my sponsor aligns with my values, whether it's for mental health, overall wellness, and that really aligns with my platform. My platform is really focused on understanding myself, but also making women understand that the societal media pressures out there should never let them feel that they are any less. I've dealt with perfectionism, I've dealt with self-doubt, and I really want to use this opportunity with Miss Canada to inspire other women to understand that the pressures out there are not real, that you should really embrace your true self. And it's been a journey for me to figure that out, to learn to love myself. Self-care and self-love is so important. And that's one thing that I really want others to understand, that be yourself, be your true authentic self, and you will shine, and you are capable of anything and everything.
You're such a great example for the kinds of people that we tend to end up working with in our clinic, and to be an advocate for mental health and wellness the way that you are, it's a pleasure to be involved in your journey.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.